Hi, welcome to T-Bad's Trucks and Stuff. Today, I got all these doors here in my garage, and I need to get two of them ready to go on my 88 F150 cab that I got out in the driveway. So these two are 94 F150 doors. Those are the ones I plan on using. This is an older door that I was using, but it has the correct wing window and the parts that go to the Brick Nose F150. That door there is the original door, and it also has the rest of the Brick Nose F150 door parts that we're going to need to put in these things later on. I got all hinges here, the old ones and some new ones that I'm going to be using. We're going to get all of these cleaned up and everything stripped off the two doors so that they're nice and light, and then we're going to take them out and fit them on the cab, do all the alignment now so that I can paint them and there won't be too much to do later on. Just put them on, maybe minor adjusting, but they should go on pretty good for the most part. There's a couple things that are different between an Areo Nose F150 door and well, that one's not a brick nose door, but this one is the brick nose door. So the front wing window is all the way round and goes right to the full opening, where on one of these ones it's flat, and if you had that other one it would hit the door panel. So technically you could use either one on the brick nose, but I'm going to put in the proper one like that. And then the door crank for the window roller upper, it sticks out on that one because it's one of these doors, the Areo Nose door. Otherwise it would be flush like this one. I'll most likely end up leaving it with the sticking out one and try and make something so that it doesn't look awkward, because I think I only have that one door with the roll-up mechanism that would fit properly. The wire coming out for the speaker is different, so we'll be taking that out and swapping that over. And when we get inside there, I'm pretty sure the support bracket for the door handle is a little different. We'll double check when we're in there, but I might have to switch that too. This set of brown doors only needs very minor work, but I'm choosing to use these ones because of the wing or the bigger mirror. This one's pretty rusty, and the little pivot bolt down there is broken off. The driver's door also fairly rusty on the mirror brackets and the bolts, so I'll have to get to the back side of those bolts and get some penetrating fluid on there to get them out. The mirror on this one, it's got that dent in it, but the brackets are very much nicer. Same with the bolts, so we'll be using them, and I'm not sure where the other one is yet, but whenever I can find it, I'll find it, and I'll find some more shiny bolts and use them. They'll be much nicer. Maybe mix up a couple of the different mirrors, because I do got more that are nicer than others. These are my original hinges. This one, the little spring in it's broke, and it's pretty worn. It clunks around. This one, fairly worn. It still has the spring in it. This one is dry, fairly tight, and this one, tons and tons of play. So I'm going to go look around and see what I can find for some better hinges. These hinges, they got a nice spring in them and are oiled right up. They look like they've been well taken care of. So let's use these hinges. Here's the hinges from the blue cab, and they're like well lubed, fairly firm. That one moves pretty loosely. It must have been the driver's one, but the spring is good. And this one, kind of like the others, it's fairly firm. Spring's good, lots of life left in it, and all the bolts are good with very little corrosion on them. So I'm going to get all these cleaned up, and we'll get them ready to get everything aligned on the cab. I'll let them soak in this bucket for a few minutes, and then I'll give them a good scrubbing. Okay, door panel removal time. Just a couple screws on here to get out. This one, the window roller upper, and this one in the corner. And then we'll see how many clips are broken around there as we pull the panel the rest of the way off. Window roller upper. This one was already popped open, but if it wasn't, you just poke your screwdriver in there and pop it open. And we'll get that off there. It's pretty tight, so it must not have been off for quite a long time, or maybe never. This one's pretty faded and beat by the sun. Ugh. And I guess it does close. Close it so the little screw stays in. Try not to lose the little washer, and we'll find the best of all these in the end. Okay, let's see, how hard is this to get off? Well, we have no clips over there at all. Maybe there was two, that's not very many. So just pop it up a little bit, pull the handle, and she comes off. The plastic's ripped on the corner, and there's some painting tape on there, so someone was in there before. This carpet thing's in pretty good shape here, and that's the part I need for my mud truck. Looks like a small crack in it there, but no big deal. I'm gonna need the wiring harness for the speaker from this one. Little screwdriver to help undo the clip there. Ooh. And probably help me get this rubber out too. There we go. Looks like the plug's different on there too, on the speaker. So we'll have to make sure that we, hey, to come off there without breaking. Make sure that we keep the speaker for the Brick Nose truck. The bolts for the mirror don't look rusty. Maybe a little bit up there. I'm still gonna squirt them down though. Because I don't want to wreck those things on the outside of the door. I'm gonna have to take this plastic thing the rest of the way off. Hopefully I can get it without wrecking it too bad. But I need to figure out how to get the window out of there and find where the bolts are, like that, for these guide things. That should be far enough down like that. So I'll just undo the bolts here and here, 2 screws up there, and we'll get the window out of here. Okay, bolts are out. Now maybe let's see, I don't know, can I yank the rubber out of here? This is still in good shape, so I'm gonna make sure not to wreck it. But how do we get this all out? So that's one side undone. This one, I think it should just kind of pull out of here now. Oh, yep, it's just been there a long time, so it's tight. It's got a little bracket on it too, so how do you come out? There we go. This little guy, it's all cracked up and not very good anymore. Come on out of there. These are the same on the door panel on the inside, just left and right. So I'll check around on my door panels on the inside ones and see if I can find some ones that aren't cracked, and we'll switch them in there later. Should be able to kind of crank this where over in the middle here it's all the way straight, and then I can slide this out of it. And there we go. Got the window out. I was wrong about this little support for the armrest. It's the same from door to door. It must have been something different that I remember switching one from. I squirted some penetrating oil all over there, so let's see if we can get these out without stripping them or breaking them. Well, that one wasn't too bad. We'll just crack them all. Number 2. These ones are almost rusted into a different shape, so what can we do? Get in there. I gotta clean the hole better. These are pretty rusty. I got this one fairly clean. Oh yeah. They break free nicely, so. This one though, barely nothing. Let's see. Come on, come on. Oh nope, it's a stripper. That one will need something different. Little pair of vice grips. So hopefully if it is loose like the others, which yep it is. Well, not necessarily loose, but not super tight. Ooh. Yep, we'll be able to get that out. Those don't look like the factory ones. The door handle, we gotta be careful not to wreck the little clip on it or lose the little plastic pieces. So I'll use this little screwdriver to help me and wiggle around in here. Which way is release? Go like, come on, please don't break. There we go. Screwdriver's down in the bottom now. This handle, pretty decent. Small damage to the chrome right there. And the mechanism's fairly rusty. We'll see what all of the ones we have around look like at the end. Got this little clip here to pry out of there to remove the locking mechanism. It's a stiff one. Don't want to bend it up too bad, but it doesn't just come out of there super easy, that's for sure. There we go. Little thing's bent backwards. Okay, this is the last piece, I think. Just get this out. Figure out how to get it off the little bar it's on. There we go. There we go. One door stripped down. Be way lighter for aligning it up to the cab. This might be the last time we see the 88 F150 with the old front fender on it, because I'm going to take it off to fit the door here. We'll just keep all the hardware so that it can get in on the paint job, and that fender's coming off in order to do door alignment. Okay, let's get this on here without scratching anything too badly. On's the easy part. Aligned is not so much usually. Last time that I aligned a door, when all the hinges were taken right off and everything, it took a lot of tries to get that door on there and fitting right. So what I did so far was I just put the brackets on the door, the hinge brackets, in the location where you could see the old hinges of the door used to be. And I'm gonna kind of push it forward to set this gap a little bit, if I can. And then click it to the latch, because the striker bar there, it'll hold this alignment pretty good. I could get lucky and it'll fit right the first time, because that gap's pretty good. Across the top is pretty good. The sides, it's a little bit tighter at the top. My tape makes it look worse. Then goes down. I wouldn't really want it any bigger than that in the middle. Then it kind of goes back tighter again because of my cab corner. Decent across there too, so my height is not too bad. My bottom hinge was a nice tight one. The top one here is the one with the most play in it. So I'm sticking this screwdriver in just to wedge them back, and hopefully that'll avoid any sag from the door when I open the latch. The alignment was nice around the outside with it closed, but when I open it, we got some sagging in there. Can you see the latch. We got to go up 1/8 of an inch in one of them hinges. Well, that was the easiest door I ever did. It only took 2 adjustments. I just undid this upper hinge, slid it that way about 1/8 to pull up on the door. This is what kind of gap we got, which is very good. I'm totally happy with that. The tight part there is my cab corner, but still I'm happy with that. The rocker is pretty good. This way, that aftermarket rocker panel had a little bow in it, but that'll be fine. Here's the important part. Nice and easy. You can reach in there. I doubt you can see down the hole there, but I can undo it. Go right straight how it's supposed to be. Got lucky on that one, I think. I forgot I wanted to shoot that etching primer on the back side of the door behind the hinge there. That side went in the little dents that were just marked on there, so that's easy to align. But this side has nothing that marks its alignment. So what should I do? Should I just put a self-tapper through it? I thought about drilling a little hole, but if I drill a little hole, I need to plug it somehow so that it's not a leak later on. So what should I do to be able to realign my hinges easily when I take the door back off later? I'm gonna leave it up there so I can do the body work on it and make sure that I'm totally happy with all the fitment for now. But let me know in the comments if you got any good ways of keeping the alignment of them hinges. I got excited seeing that nice door alignment. I figured I might as well throw my better fender up here and see how that looks. Looks pretty nice, but you can see very bad alignment there. And that part I will have to fix by adjusting my body mounts. They're not tight yet, so that's part of the reason. But the body mounts are what controls the alignment of that gap. There's a little bit of adjustment up here at the rad support, but ultimately I want to align this hole and that small one back just like they were from the factory, and then correct it with body alignment. The first fit here is not going very well. See, it's pretty crooked across the top. The back is all over the place. And that blanket's jammed in there is probably part of it. It won't let me slide it forward, so I gotta get that out of there and see what we can do. I found right in here the door closing sensor because I didn't have it screwed in. That was blocking me from sliding the door forward. So I got it more forward, but see the alignment up the pillar gets tight at the top. I don't like that so much. We have a little bit of a gap at the top more than the bottom. So I'm gonna do a little bit more of a finer adjustment over here. We're just adjusting this one and this one, and I kind of do them one at a time and rock it back, and then go double check the hinge and make sure, or the latch over there, and make sure that the latch closes all the way and is lined up nice and straight on. So I think because I'm straight at my latch right now, but this is off a little and I want to close this just a tiny little bit, I need to go up a little bit like that and then try and adjust the latch. So I'm gonna undo both of them, go up just a little teeny bit, and then realign the latch, and we'll see what happens. This is pretty close. The latch to the striker is very close. Closes super easy. It's a little bit more open, goes closed only a tiny little bit, but then it does open again at the bottom, so that's kind of as straight as it's going to be. This one, it does go a little tighter at the top, but I think that's just going to be what it is. It's not going to be perfect, but it's pretty close. And our alignment at the rocker is pretty decent. We got one little chip putting the door in there, which not that bad. We'll fix it up. And yeah, it's pretty close. Maybe I could move these hinges out a tiny bit and make that space just a little teeny bit bigger. Well, I'd say that went pretty good for aligning those set of doors. Since I cut out the whole outer floor and the rocker, everything all in there has been replaced. So it's pretty good to still have that decent of a shape around there. So I'm gonna start gathering up my body working supplies, and we're gonna get to work on these doors, get those stripes off, fix any little dents, and give them a paint job, get them matching this thing. So make sure you check back into T-Bad's Trucks and Stuff and see how this thing goes. The 1988 F-150, it's come a long way from where it was and still a long way to go. So we'll see you later.